Hi friends, thanks for watching. I just wanted to do a little video about for friends, family, care providers, and just anybody who's supporting somebody with multiple chemical sensitivity, for people who are supporting or even interacting with people who have multiple chemical sensitivity. And with multiple chemical sensitivity, oftentimes there's low-grade infections like Lyme disease or Epstein-Barr or whatever, and so those folks who have multiple chemical sensitivity might have these infections, and they might have had these infections for a long time, so they may have Hashimoto's, thyroiditis, adrenal insufficiency, PCOS, polycystic ovarian syndrome, low growth hormone. They may have diabetes, they may have blood sugar issues, they may have mental health issues. And so if you're a care provider for somebody who basically has autoimmune issues, people who have autoimmune issues are likely to be chemically sensitive. They're sensitive to volatile organic chemicals like fragrances, sprays, so-called cleaning products, and anyway, and I mean it just there's just so many levels that these chemicals play a part in, and I just inspired to make this video because for about 2.5 months I've been trying to get it through my roommate's head that I can't handle chemicals. I told her when I moved in, and still sprays are going on. I bought her sprays, and somehow these major chemicals still appear, even though there's denial about using these chemicals. And then, oh, well, what about this one and this one, And so for people who have multiple chemical sensitivity and autoimmune issues, they may be people who have a hard time saying no. They may be people who are trying to be nice. These people with autoimmune issues may feel bad for imposing their basic human rights. And it seems like this woman that I'm a roommate with, she's actually a care provider for people who are severely disabled, incapacitated, unconscious, mute. And this is somebody who doesn't seem to listen. I said no chemicals, and what about this one, and what about this one, and because I'm trying to be nice, and I'm also in the middle of a reaction to what she's just sprayed. And let me explain about what happens when somebody sprays. And it seems to me that with multiple chemical sensitivity, people are like, oh, well, you're not chemically sensitive to my products. You're not chemically sensitive to my scent, my perfume, my cleaner, my Glade plugin. No, if you're around me, somehow associating with me is going to protect you. It seems like people think that those who bring up multiple chemical sensitivity as an issue, somehow they think that you have to have a fit in order to do so. And, at the rate I'm going, that's probably what's going to happen. I'm probably going to end up in the hospital. And, but, it probably won't even be attributed to multiple chemical sensitivity. It's probably going to be attributed to something else. And it's my considered opinion that people may have heard of what's called airplane rage, when people lose their temper on the plane because there's less oxygen, and they've just used pesticides on the plane because it's they're trying to keep, supposedly they're trying to keep bugs down, but they're probably trying to kill the people. Anyway, so there's airplane rage, and like in my building, so in my apartment, there's no airflow. It's very difficult to get a fan to move air here for some reason. We live right next to the boiler. The wall of the boiler shares our wall, so we get all this radiant heat from the boiler. Not only that, the washer and dryer are also connected to our wall, so we get the radiant heat from that as well. Then we also get western sun. And so it's just been a nightmare, and it's been a nightmare like trying to communicate to people. It's like these people are adults, these people somehow they have positions of responsibility, but somehow they can't understand a clear declaration, and it's like I have to fight. I have to keep on fighting for just no spray, just no spray, just no spray. It's like I have to say this frickin' every day, several times a day, when the other person's like, but what about this? But what about this? But what about this? And I mean, I'm like, it's almost like, you know, and I even told my roommate, like, I shouldn't be alive because basically she's not helping me. Other people aren't helping me. Other people are making me feel kind of like inadequate, or, you know, like people don't have like, they're not operating on a common sense kind of platform. And there's only so much, like when everybody's kind of out to lunch, and you're dealing with multiple chemical sensitivity, you're dealing with Hashimoto's, you're dealing with adrenal insufficiency, you're dealing with Lyme disease, you're dealing with tularemia, you're dealing with pneumonia. Those are all my diagnoses. And somehow I'm supposed to manage people who are just like, I think everybody's on drugs, honestly. And they don't care. They don't understand. They have no comprehension of the consequences of their negligent behavior. And if people die, they just are like, oh, well, that's just meant to happen. Like, so anyways, that's what it's like here in Montana. But if you are a provider, and if somebody says something just the first time, please, no chemicals. Just listen. Don't keep asking them 100 times, what about this chemical? What about that chemical? No, just no chemicals. You know, if your client is like, that's a loud ringtone, you know, like, why do you have your ringtone on 10, you know, when we're like a foot away from your phone? Like, listen, just be, like, it's consideration. Yes, I know, consideration is just too much to ask for. However, everybody's supposed to be considerate to whoever is the poster child of political correctness of the month. But, you know, the very person that's right in front of you that is in a disadvantaged category, somehow you ignore the people that are right in front of you, the people that are right next to you, the people that are in your family, the people that are your friends, the people that are your community. You ignore them, but you're going to go off to Washington and, you know, or you know, watch the news about people who are doing this and that and the other thing, while you're running roughshod over the people that are right in front of you. And maybe this is just a human thing. But, and further, when you do mess up, because I guess it's just you've got too much going on, do not cry. Do not be like, it hurts me that you're telling me that I'm harming you. Like don't do that. Like don't be like playing the victim just because somebody's telling you to stop. Like if you're beating somebody's face in and that person says stop, as you're beating the person's face, don't tell that person that you're beating up, you're hurting my feelings because you don't want me to keep beating your face in. Like, I feel like I'm in madness. I feel like I'm having to, like, just, I can't handle it. Like, I can't, like this is a different, like, and, like, I don't know what my, like, you know, it's 2018, it's September, it's the United States, and it seems like we're in a decline as a civilization, but of course, I am in Montana. I am in Missoula, and it's like a death state. So, anyone, when I talk to anybody here, they're like, but there's no other way. Like there's this like hypnosis here that it's all bad everywhere and there's no escape. And that's the mentality here that just, you just gotta wait it out until you die. You just have to suffer until you die. And so I just, and because I keep on getting, like, people keep on spraying their chemicals, people keep on smoking outside my window, people keep on, all this, like, stuff that the apartment's not up to code. So I never get enough time to be able to think. So I'm like, do I just, like, leave everything and just go somewhere? And I mean, I don't know. Maybe that's the solution. But if you actually care about the person in your life that has autoimmune issues, if you actually care about a person that has multiple chemical sensitivity, if you know somebody has multiple chemical sensitivity, please just stop using chemicals. Please listen to the person when they say it the first time, and the second time, the third time, the 100th time. Listen to them. Because it's not like they're trying to be controlling. It's not like they're trying to play a game. It's not like they got a chip on their shoulder. It's because they notice that there's severe symptoms. Like for me, you spray some chemicals and it's like you hit me on the head 10 times, 100 times. And I don't like you. I don't like you when you do that. So, and when it feels like you've been hit on the head with a lead pipe 100 times, you can't do stuff. You can't do any high level activity. You barely can make your food. You barely can motivate yourself to do your laundry. You barely can clean. And in this world, we're living, like, if you're on a fixed income, you're living in a shitty place that's not up to code. So after you've bludgeoned somebody's head in, that person is trying to also navigate the other bludgeoning crap that the property manager does, like not having any airflow, or letting sounds be too loud, like a fan going on outside your window, or letting the dryer vent go outside your window, letting people smoke outside your window. So just know, when you're spraying your chemicals, oh, I love my fragrance. My fragrance is so much. Oh, it's just your imagination. Oh, well, I've got to do it because, we must be sanitary. I just don't know what to do with people like you. And I hope I'm not around people like you. And I hope those people who have multiple chemical sensitivity that interact with, I hope they get away from you. Because it's you guys are worse than inconsiderate. You're harming, you're assaulting people deliberately. And so for those who actually care, for those who have a little bit of human compassion, just know that multiple chemical sensitivity is real. It's not just this one little thing, it has its roots in chronic infection. When you're spraying a bunch of chemicals, the bacteria, viruses, fungi, protozoa, whatever it is that we have in overgrowth, they react and they excrete, I guess, and that becomes toxic in our system, more toxic than it already is, and so it affects our biology. So, anyway, thanks for watching, and Please pray for me and all of us, and I will pray for you. God bless.